Hello, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the aftermath of shunning the X Factor part 4. My family is doing their regular Sunday morning thing. I have 2 members left in my family that I still consider my family. Maybe my sister in Puerto Rico, I'm not sure. So that will be 3. But the rest of my family is my personal business. And my family, my babies, the ones that came out of my womb, of course. Normally on a Sunday morning, a person that still has not deconstructed will goes to get ready, wake up, get dressed, does his breakfast or whatever, does his morning routine, and gets ready to go to the meeting. And in my journey when I was shunned, that was like the most challenging part of the day every week. I started having anxiety all the way from Friday night, probably Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday was the day. The magazine has to be studied, at least, some kind of read. But it has to be thoroughly studied. They want you to read every single verse and text. Make sure you respond the right answer. There's only one answer, and everybody has to think the same. So if you say your own opinion, then they try to not try to avoid allowing you to speak. Shunning is more than just being ignored and not allowed to participate. They want you to think that shunning is just that. There's a lot of mental health and psyche connections with the facing the fact that after you get yourself together and ready, you still got to be ignored. They really skip your eyesight. You can be right in front of them and they don't see. Ain't that a blind man? So you can't see? Got it. So I don't want to speak too much today, so I think today's going to be a short one. But it's just to validate those emotions, I understand how you feel. Especially when the dress code does not pertain to your personality or your inclinations, and they make you feel that those inclinations are completely false. That's why I miss my indigenous times where people just decorate their skin. Dress codes happen after a long time that civilization tried to control humanity. So, sorry, I had to cough. I'm still trying to get rid of this cough. But dress code was made after civilization was forced to follow rules, right? So whose dress code are you following? Whose dress code are you following? Who are you trying to please? When I saw the picture, when they were trying to, like 10 years ago, they put a picture in the board about dress codes, and they started comparing different dress codes. I was like, I've never seen something like this in my life. If the people that come to this organization are humble, they're from the lower class of income, and they're trying to survive under a low income, because also they control what job you get, and they say it's your own decision, but they control it because they tell you the guidelines of how to choose your decisions. So, yes, you made this decision. I'm very clear on that. But you was also intimidated to not think your own way, or made the decision your own way, or figure it out, I challenged the system. Did I got a bigger than? No? Okay. I challenged the system. I'm like, whose dress code are we following? So I did many different kinds of things to prove that the dress code was not the problem. If you guys want to continue being in your competition of who has the best outfit, go ahead with your competitive attitude. If you are the kind of person that hates somebody else because the way they dress, go ahead with your discriminative judgments and divisionary actions. When my real family gave me bags of clothes because they thought I needed more clothes, I saw it as a work of love because they really cared about me. It could be worse, but I took it that way because I know they were really caring about me. But I did a social impact test, and I wore the same dress every Sunday and the same dress every Thursdays. And once in a while, I switch it around. The Thursday dress to Sunday and the Sunday dress to Thursday. But there were some high-class dress, some real high-class dress. My mother-in-law gave them to me from Mexico. And she used those dress for church. So I used the dress that my mother-in-law, the woman that raised my husband, she gave me them dresses. And she's not even Jehovah's Witness. I don't remember well if that was the only one's dress that I used, but I know I was using the same dress for a few weeks. So my way of thinking is, as long as my clothing is clean, has been washed, I can wear my clothing again every single day of my life. I can have one shirt and one pant and survive with that as long as I have time to clean them. I can wear them for 3 days, clean them, and put them back on. And then I can wait naked until they get dried. Right? That's my way of thinking now. If you are not in that level, I advise you, brother and sister, that it's time to grow up. Because there will be a day that you do not find nothing to cover the skin. And you will understand that you are already dressed in the skin that the creation provided for you. And you have to adapt your mentality to survive the harsh conditions of the judgments of your own mind. Wake up. Clothing is not important. The cleanliness of the soul starts from inside. Until your soul is not clean enough, you cannot understand the ways of creation. Think very well. What have you been doing to yourself and to your loved ones with your judgments, with your conclusions, with the way that you have made decisions based on your trained conscience? Are you really practicing love? Love and acceptance comes in many ways and forms and shapes. You, dear fellow sister and fellow brother, get rid of it. Get out of the fornication that is being created in your body, in your opinions, in your chose options. I don't sound like deconstructed enough, because I have to use what you understand to explain you what you believe. There will be one day that I don't need to use the pages of an old book, a manipulated version of the truth. Wake up. I'm done for today.